Out there, in the real world, your research matters. It matters to real people facing real situations and real problems. Incredibly complex problems, both big and endearingly small, old and radically new, near and excruciatingly far, far away. You might not feel it when your head's down in a quiet library surrounded by ancient texts, or when huddled together in a busy lab surrounded by state-of-the-art equipment. But research is how you reach out and touch communities, large and small, far and wide, close to home and to your heart, and across the globe. And you might not know it in those moments, but your research is how you rewrite history and re-envision a future, impacting people you have never met and people you may never meet. And that's okay. It's how you make your voice heard and your impact felt today and for all the tomorrows to come. It's how you change the world in ways unimaginable to your mentors and maybe even yourself. You have the power when you combine real passion with true purpose and when your field of study becomes your field of expertise. It's work, hard work, and then even harder work, but it is within you. All of this power to do good out there, the graduate school will nurture it, inspire you to bring it out, and empower you to make it real. Because out there, in the real world, your research matters. It matters too, right here, in our corner of it. And because your research matters, you matter. We'll show you just how much. The Graduate School at the University of Notre Dame. Your research matters.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our honorees, the deans, and other distinguished members of the Commencement Platform Party.
Dear graduates, family members, and friends, on behalf of the President, Provost, Vice Presidents, Deans, and the faculty of the University of Notre Dame, I welcome you to this joyous celebration on a day of pageantry, pomp, and circumstance that is so universal. In fact, I hear they're even celebrating across the pond in England. Today, we will confer degrees upon students who we honor for lives of scholarship and research, and we will charge them to place their learning in the service of humanity. Please be seated. My name is Laura Carlson, and I serve as Vice President, Associate Provost, and Dean of the Graduate School. I'm also a professor of psychology. It is my honor to introduce members of the Platform Party, and I ask that they stand as I call their names. Father John Jenkins, President of the University, Professor Tom Burrish, the Charles and Jill Fisher Provost of the University, Professor Chris Mazur, Vice President and Senior Associate Provost, Professor Maura Ryan, Vice President and Associate Provost for Faculty Affairs, Dr. Michael Pippinger, Vice President and Associate Provost for Internationalization, Professor Bob Bernhard, Vice President for Research, Dr. Brian Ritchie, Vice President and Associate Provost for Innovation, Professor John McGreevy, the I.A. O'Shaughnessy Dean of the College of Arts and Letters, Professor Peter Kilpatrick, the Matthew M. McCloskey Dean of the College of Engineering, Professor Scott Appleby, the Marilyn Keough Dean of the Keough School of Global Affairs, and Professor Mary Galvin, the William K. Warren Foundation Dean of the College of Science. Please welcome them. I now ask that this year's winner of the Reverend James A. Burns CSC Award, Professor Ed McGinn, to come forward to deliver the invocation. Please rise.
Heavenly Creator, On this joyous occasion, we celebrate the scholarly achievements of our graduates. We are all rightly proud of their accomplishments, the knowledge they have gained, and the discoveries they have made. Be present among us this morning, shedding your grace on all gathered here today. Please grant our graduates the courage to use their education to boldly seek out the truth wherever it leads. Give them humble and wise hearts so that they remember that you are the font of all true knowledge. Help them to press on with unfailing zeal, knowing that while today is both an ending and a beginning, it is also just one signpost on a long journey. St. Augustine reminds us that we are pilgrims, people on the road, not residents. We should therefore feel unsatisfied with what we are, if we want to arrive at that to which we aspire. If we are totally happy with what we are, we will stop going forward. If we think we have gone far enough, we will not take another step. Let us continue, therefore, going forward, walking towards the goal. As we celebrate commencement today, we thank you, Lord, for the many gifts you have freely given us, and for the mentors, parents, siblings, and friends who have helped our graduates. Most of all, we thank you for the opportunity to study, learn, and conduct research at this great university, which stands as a force for good in a troubled world. May the spirit of Notre Dame remain in our graduates' hearts as they leave this place, and help them to use their talents and knowledge for the betterment of all humanity, especially those who are most vulnerable. We make this prayer in the name of our university's patron, Notre Dame, confident that you will hear and answer us. Amen.
Thank you, Ed, for a beautiful prayer. Please be seated. It is my honor to introduce the Graduate School's 2018 commencement speaker, Dr. Louise Richardson, Vice-Chancellor of Oxford University. The Irish Times once wrote, "The story of Louise Richardson's life reads like an implausible movie script. It is a story of a young Catholic woman of modest means and background with a passion for righteousness and a determined spirit who nearly joined the Irish Republican Army at an early age and claims that she would have if her mother had not locked her in her room to prevent it. Instead, she applied that same passion and her exceptional intellect to become a highly accomplished political scientist who developed a detailed understanding of international terrorism and the root causes of extremism, long before the September 11th attacks on the United States. She has written 4 books and a slew of articles on terrorism and international relations and has won numerous honors and awards. That implausible movie script is also a story about how she was the only one of 7 siblings to attend college, earned a bachelor's degree in history from Trinity College, Dublin, in her native Ireland, and then went on to earn advanced degrees from UCLA and Harvard, where she later served on the faculty for nearly 20 years. In 2009, the self-described rebel was invited to become the president, known as the principal, of St. Andrews University, the first female and first Catholic to lead that university in its 800-year history. In 2016, Dr. Richardson was appointed the first woman to lead Oxford University, the world's oldest English-speaking university and one of the most prominent institutions of higher education in the world. At Oxford, she continues to demonstrate bold leadership, advancing issues ranging from inclusion, diversity, and increased access to higher education for disadvantaged students, to promoting multidisciplinary research, new models of higher education, and gender equality. Dr. Richardson's extraordinary career achievements and background alone would be enough to lead us to invite her to speak with you today. But there are really 3 specific reasons we believe she'd be the perfect commencement speaker. First, Dr. Richardson illustrates the exceptional potential that people we might call non-traditional students have. Neither her parents nor her siblings attended college, yet she excelled as a scholar and as a teacher in higher education. She is a shining example of the transformative power of higher education at both the graduate and the undergraduate levels, of how society benefits from providing access to non-traditional students. A second reason is because she is an innovator, a change agent, someone who pursues truth in all of its manifestations. She takes on the toughest issues in higher education and many other areas with intellect, empathy, and thoughtfulness. She is a model for all of us, no matter what our area of expertise may be. And third, we invited Dr. Richardson to speak with you today because she has been where you are now. She is a person that we hope each of you will try to emulate, a person of vision who understands the challenges of the present but focuses on the possibilities of the future, a person of courage who takes on the most pressing and difficult challenges to help us reach that future, and a person of conscience and compassion who demonstrates concern for others and gives generously and constantly of herself. That is why we invited Dr. Richardson to address you. That is why we are so grateful that she accepted our offer. And that is why it is a privilege for me to introduce to you our 2018 Graduate School Commencement speaker, Dr. Louise Richardson.
President Jenkins, Provost Burnish, Dean Carlson, distinguished faculty, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. If I'm looking a little confused, it's wondering if I've stood up at the right moment because I find it difficult to recognize myself in that extraordinarily generous introduction. So thank you very much, Provost. First and foremost, I'd like to offer my warmest congratulations to those of you who are receiving degrees from Notre Dame today. It is a fabulous achievement. I very much hope that you enjoy celebrating your success and sharing the celebrations with your families and friends. This is a very big day for you, and one that you have earned through hard work and dedication. But it is a very big day for them too. So I hope you will pause for a moment and reflect on what this day means to your families and friends, and draw them into your celebrations. The ability to empathize, to, as Atticus Finch memorably told Scout, climb into the skin of another and walk around in it, to see the world from another's perspective is a critical life skill. It is a hallmark of a vibrant democracy and a civilized society. It is one of the first casualties of warfare. You won't find it in any matrix of government-stipulated employability skills. It isn't easy to teach, although the philosophy that underpins this great university certainly tries. It requires practice. I hope that you will get some practice this weekend by seeing these celebrations through the eyes of your families and your supporters and sharing it with them. I remember the day I was awarded my own PhD, nearly 30 years ago. I ruined the lines of my crimson robes by wearing a white ribbon in solidarity with the students bravely protesting in Tiananmen Square while we were celebrating in Harvard Yard. As I thought about this address, I tried to recall the speech I heard that day. You have no idea how reassuring it is when contemplating giving a graduation address to realize that you have no recollection of who gave the speech at your own ceremony, much less what they said. What I do remember most vividly about that ceremony was that I carried my 3-week-old daughter in my arms. Having her with me was enormously important to me. I had filed my dissertation on the day she was due to be born. Ever since, I have advocated firm deadlines to my own graduate students. I am quite sure that had she been due 3 months earlier, my dissertation would have been finished 3 months earlier. And conversely, had she been due 3 months later, it would have taken me 3 more months to finish. I feel deeply honoured to have been invited to speak to you today. I've never been to Notre Dame before, but I've heard about it for decades. I grew up, as you've heard, in rural Ireland, where not many girls were called Louise. I usually had at least 8 Marys in my class. My middle name is Mary, so I wasn't completely left out. For a time, I insisted on using the Irish or Gaelic version of my name, Louise. I became reconciled to my name only once I learned that Louise meant fighting spirit. So, for an Irish woman named Fighting Spirit to be invited to address the Fighting Irish just seemed appropriate, didn't it? What propelled me from rural Ireland to the Vice-Chancellor's lodgings in Oxford was, of course, my education. First from the nuns in our local schools and later in Trinity College Dublin and Harvard. I believe that education remains the best engine of social mobility that we have, and I hope you agree. I hope too that throughout your careers, in whatever fields you have chosen, you will remain committed advocates for education as a source of social mobility. In recent years, in your country and in mine, a growing and I believe unhealthy divide is emerging between those with and without university degrees. There is a growing criticism of the cost of education. The best response I've heard to this criticism is Derek Bock's quip, "If you think education is expensive, try ignorance." There is a growing and understandable concern about the level of student debt in the US and the UK. There are persistent calls in the UK for value for money in education, with the value of an education being equated with the size of a graduate salary. More troubling is the growing scepticism about the value of expertise and the legitimation of decisions based on emotion rather than evidence. We must all be passionate advocates of argument by reason and evidence-based decision-making. One of the graduates of my own university, a member of the British Cabinet, famously said in the course of the referendum on membership of the European Union, "We've had enough of experts." Personally, I don't think we have nearly enough experts. Even more troubling is the analysis of voting patterns in the recent presidential election in this country and the referendum in the United Kingdom. In Britain, 73% of those without university degrees voted for Brexit. 75% of those with university degrees voted to remain. Voting patterns were very similar in this country, where educational attainment was a better predictor of whether a county voted for President Trump than age, race, class, or income. Whatever one thinks of the decision to vote for President Trump or to leave the European Union, it is not good for universities to be isolated from the societies in which we live and work. Being an ivory tower is no longer an option for universities. Just a few weeks ago, I was in Prague speaking at Charles University. At a dinner with Czech academics that evening, the conversation was about the recent elections there, and the academics present expressed a mixture of surprise, dismay, and incomprehension at the results. I sat back from the table for a moment and realized that I had participated in identical conversations in London and Boston, with only the names being different. I remember saying to myself, I wonder, is this what it felt like to be part of the Ancien Regime? This is not a good place for universities to be. We must engage more systematically with the communities around us. We must persuade the public of the value of what we do. We must draw the public into an understanding of what we do and persuade them of its value to our society and our economy. And we must ensure that access to our wonderful education is fair and seen to be fair. And as you leave Notre Dame, I hope you will commit yourselves to doing so. You have earned degrees from one of the great universities in the world. How fortunate you are. Your degree will be necessary for you to attain your first job and every one that follows. But your education, I hope, will provide you with so much more than your degree. John Stuart Mill, speaking at one of my former universities, the University of St. Andrews, said, "Universities are not intended to teach the knowledge required to fit men for some special profession, mode of gaining their livelihood." I wasn't far off. Their object is not to make skillful lawyers or physicians or engineers, but capable and cultivated human beings. Now, those of you who have paid for your education may be a little alarmed by this suggestion, but I do think that Mill was onto something. The fact is that thanks to advances in technology, the pace of change in the world is faster than it has ever been. What's more, the pace of change will probably never again be as slow as it is today. The fact is that you will hold positions in your lifetimes that we cannot even imagine today. The functional skills that you have acquired, that you've been tested on, and that today are being certified, will in all probability have to be renewed and reacquired. I'm afraid it's too late to ask for your money back. So it is more important than ever to think about who you want to be and not just what you want to be. When universities like yours and mine confer degrees, we are also asserting that it has been our intention to promote certain qualities of mind. Our teaching has been designed to produce intellectual self-reliance, to teach people how to learn, how to take charge of their thoughts, and how to direct them in an independent, analytical, and creative manner. Often what you know is not as important as what you do with what you know. The crucial, but also the most difficult qualities towards which our education is designed to help our students are understanding, independence of judgment, and the ability to distinguish the true from the seemingly true. These are the qualities that you take away from here with your degree. These are the qualities that will sustain you in a life in which the world is certain to change. These are the qualities that a stable and successful society needs in each successive generation. Every year, the Oxford dictionaries announce a word of the year. In 2016, it was post-truth, reflecting its use in the presidential and referendum campaigns. It refers to objective facts being less influential in shaping public opinion than appeals to emotion and personal belief. As Tacitus said over 2,000 years ago, truth is confirmed by inspection and delay, falsehood by haste and uncertainty. With the 24-hour news cycle and instantaneous social media coverage, no time is accorded to inspection and delay. Contrast today's news with the situation 200 years ago. Wellington defeated Napoleon at Waterloo on June 18, 1815. It took 4 days for news to reach London. In 1865, it took 12 days for word of Lincoln's assassination to reach London. Today, we would have instantaneous Twitter feeds from the battlefield and selfies from Ford's Theatre. It has never been more important for universities to represent and to inculcate a respect for inspection and delay, for evidence, to educate the next generation to distinguish between the evidence-based and the fabricated. Above all, to see truth as an aspiration, not a possession. As our graduates, we are relying on you to seek out the messy truth behind the simple falsehoods and to make the case with us for inspection and delay. I will not delay you further from the celebrations that I know you are itching to begin, not to mention the opportunity to catch up on the other celebration of Anglo-American relations that took place in St. George's Chapel, Windsor, this morning. But allow me to congratulate you once again, to wish you every success and happiness, and to encourage you to empathize with others as you make your way in your careers, to make the case for education and for universities, and above all, to insist on reason and evidence as the basis for your judgments and your decisions. Congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Richardson, for your empowering words. Your edict to direct our lives through empathy and to use inquiry, reason, and evidence as the foundation of our judgments is especially important now as our graduates leave with advanced degrees and hence become ambassadors for the promise of higher education, a promise that should be accessible to all. Thank you. We come now to the awarding of degrees. We will first recognize our PhD recipients. A PhD is the highest earned degree the university bestows. Today, recipients join a very select group. Indeed, fewer than 1% of persons in the United States possess a PhD. Graduates, today we recognize your commitment, close study, careful reading, countless hours, and endless cups of coffee that have led you to discoveries that have pushed forward the frontiers of knowledge. I now call on Professor John McGreevy, the Dean of the College of Arts and Letters, to present his candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and the Doctor of Musical Arts in the College of Arts and Letters and their directors please come forward at the direction of the marshals? Juan Guillermo Albercin Diarolf, Cali, Colombia, Political Science, Advisor Guillermo Trejo. Megan Jennifer Austin, Roseville, Minnesota, Sociology, advised by Mark Behrens. Mary Kate Blake, Mishawaka, Indiana, Sociology, advised by William Carbonaro. Cara Jean Aspesi, South Bend, Indiana, Theology, advised by Margot Fassler. Pietro Boccia, Novate Milanese, Italy, Italian, advised by John Welle. Jairo Andres Campuzano Hoyos, Medellin, Colombia, History, advised by Edward Beatty. Rodrigo Salvador Castro Cornejo, Mexico City, Mexico, Political Science, advised by Michael Kopich. Rebecca S. Chan, San Jose, California, Philosophy, advised by Michael Ray. Samantha Faith Anderson, Waukesha, Wisconsin, Psychology, advised by Scott Maxwell. Chung Hyun Choi, Seoul, Republic of Korea, Political Science, advised by Andrew Gould. Andrew Stephen Clement, Batavia, Ohio, Psychology, advised by James Brockmole. Neveen Ray Klemenhaga, South Bend, Indiana, Philosophy, advised by Anjan Chakravarti. Shannon Marie Corner, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Sociology, advised by Lynn Spillman. Dustin Ryan Crummett, Harrisonburg, Virginia, Philosophy, advised by Paul Weithman. Lori Frances Cummins, Evanston, Illinois, Psychology, advised by Scott Monroe. Ariane Danielle De Silva, Trin City, Trinidad and Tobago, Psychology, advised by Mark Cummings. Christopher Joel Decker, Hudsonville, Michigan. Organ, advised by Paul Walker. Elisabetta Drudi, Rimini, Italy. Literature, advised by Catherine Schlegel. Han Du, Chengdu, People's Republic of China. Psychology, advised by Peggy Wang. Adam Asher Duker, Cairo, Egypt. History, advised by John Van Engen. Emerson William Eads, Fairbanks, Alaska. Conducting, advised by Susan Ewens. Catherine Flood Elliott, South Bend, Indiana. Theology, advised by Robert Krieg. Sarah Esfafani, Tehran, Iran. Economics, advised by Joseph Kabaski. Kevin Anthony Estep, Norman, Oklahoma. Sociology, advised by Rory McVeigh. David Wayne Everson, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Sociology, advised by Rory McVeigh. Catherine Alyssa Finley, South Bend, Indiana. Philosophy, advised by Sam Newlands. Samuel Kevin Fisher, Buffalo, New York. History, advised by Patrick Griffin. Deborah R. Forteza, Montevideo, Uruguay. Literature, advised by Encarnacion Juarez Almendros. Filippo Gianferrari, Modena, Italy. Medieval Studies, advised by John Cavadini. Yi Hoon Han, Incheon, Republic of Korea. Economics, advised by Casey Buckles. Marjorie Harrington, Kalamazoo, Michigan. English, advised by Catherine Kirby Fulton. Jonathan Matthias Kaltenbach, Butler, Pennsylvania. Theology, advised by Joseph Werrico. Linda Marie Kawantel, Cleveland, Ohio. Sociology, advised by Kevin Cristiano. Elizabeth Rain Kincaid, Dallas, Texas. Theology, advised by Jean Porter. Madeline Marie Clem, Livermore, California. History, advised by Father Robert Sullivan. Jennifer Leanne Colasari, Rockford, Illinois. Psychology, advised by Laura Carlson. Catherine Ellen Sims Kuiper, South Bend, Indiana. Political Science, advised by Catherine Zucker. Milea Ladd, South Bend, Indiana. Theology, advised by Michael Driscoll. Brian Yong Lee, Honolulu, Hawaii. Theology, advised by John Fitzgerald. Yong Ho Francis Lee, Chinju, Republic of Korea. Theology, advised by Robert Gemello. Michael Se-Sung Longenecker, South Bend, Indiana. Philosophy, advised by Michael Ray. Justin Mark Lunningham, Arlington, Texas. Psychology, advised by Scott Maxwell. Stephen Mackenzie Mattingly, Cincinnati, Ohio. Psychology, advised by Jessica Payne. Ronald Rufus Mao, Cullowhee, North Carolina. Economics, advised by Eric Sims. Stephen Kristen McDowell, Centennial, Colorado, Political Science, advised by Carrie Kosel. Karen Michelle Hoagie Machaca, Munich, North Dakota, Sociology, advised by Lynn Spillman. Robert Walker Miller, Rockford, Illinois, Psychology, advised by Dawn Gondoli. Musa Mamahaddin, Asafan, Iran, History and Philosophy of Science, Anjan Chakravarti. Bethany Montano, Pasadena, California, History, advised by John Coleman. Felisa Morales, Indianapolis, Indiana, History, advised by John Coleman. David Anthony Morris, Chicago, Illinois, History, advised by John Van Engen. Hao Kong Nguyen, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Economics, advised by Casey Buckles. Levi Uchechukwu Nwocha, Owerri, Nigeria, Theology, advised by Bradley Malkowski. Father Edward Andraco, Binghamton, New York, Theology, advised by Cyril O'Regan. Emanuele Pardilla Delgado, Cagaos, Puerto Rico, Psychology, advised by Jessica Payne. Joshua Allen Noble, Santa Paula, California, Theology, advised by John Fitzgerald. David John Patillo, Dallas, Texas, Philosophy, advised by Michael Ray. Sarah Elizabeth Peters, Belvedere, Illinois, Political Science, advised by Carrie Kosel. Anna Adams Petrine, Granger, Indiana, Theology, advised by Maxwell Johnson. Michael J. Petrine, Portland, Oregon, Theology, advised by Brian Daly, S.J. Aaron Daniel Padell, S.J., South Bend, Indiana, Theology, advised by John Betts. Finola Prendergast, Norwich, Vermont, English, advised by Kate Marshall. Santiago Manuel Quintero Ayarzar, Bogota, Colombia, Spanish, advised by Carlos Jauregui. Michael Christopher Rauschenbach, St. Louis, Missouri, Philosophy, advised by Samuel Newlands. Megan Christian Rogers, Brandon, Mississippi, Sociology, advised by Lionel Jensen. Samuel Duncan Carl Rostad, Great Falls, Montana, History, advised by John Van Engen. Christopher Robert John Shire, Mishawaka, Indiana, Medieval Studies, advised by Christopher Abram. Maggie Shum, Kowloon, Hong Kong, Political Science, advised by Michael Coppage. William Ray Smith, Stillwater, Oklahoma, History, advised by Catherine Kangany. Courtney Smotherman, Maumee, Ohio, Literature, advised by Margaret Meserve. Jeffrey Allen Snapper, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Philosophy, advised by Michael Ray. Karen Tang, South Pasadena, California, Psychology, advised by Joshua Deal. Kevin Gregory Vance, Garland, Texas, Political Science, advised by Vincent Philip Munoz. Horacio Vela, Laredo, Texas, Theology, advised by John Fitzgerald. Megan Leigh Welton, New Market, United Kingdom, Medieval Studies, advised by John Van Ingen. Caleb Rockman Wenzel, Fort Worth, Texas, conducting, advised by Paul Walker. James Joseph Wright, Buffalo, New York, conducting, advised by Margot Fassler. Reverend Father President, I am pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for a doctoral degree from the College of Arts and Letters.
I now call on Professor Peter Kilpatrick, the Dean of the College of Engineering, to present his candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the College of Engineering and their directors please come forward at the direction of the marshals? Eileen Acun, Ankara, Turkey, Bioengineering, advised by Glenn Niebuhr. Salvador Aguinaga, Mishawaka, Indiana, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Tim Weniger. Amir Hanei Armali, Greenville, South Carolina, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Colin McMillan. Samantha K. Atkins, Merrillville, Indiana, Bioengineering, advised by Philippe Zukoski. Fataneh Bayat Babulgani, Tehran, Iran, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Aaron Striegel. Olivia Chowdhury, Kolkata, India, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Scott Emmerich. Patrick Tomas Conry, Deep Haven, Minnesota, Civil and Environmental Engineering and Earth Sciences, advised by Ioannis Westering. Himadri Shekhar Dey, Mulvibazar, Bangladesh, Electrical Engineering, advised by Wolfgang Parat. Vahide Gambari, Kerman, Iran, Electrical Engineering, advised by Panos Antsaklis. Ian Michael Giles, Houston, Texas, Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering, advised by Tom Cork. John Ryan Hasse, Rochester Hills, Michigan, Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering, advised by David Go. Bo Hong, Shenyang, People's Republic of China, Chemical Engineering, advised by Mark McCready. Peter Anders Ivy, Granger, Indiana, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Doug Thang. Christopher Michael Jasinski, Cheshire, Connecticut, Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering, advised by Tom Cork. Siyuan Jiang, Shanghai, People's Republic of China, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Colin McMillan. Robert Axel Johnson, Leawood, Kansas, Chemical Engineering, advised by Paul McGinn. Eric Wesley Kinder, Ann Arbor, Michigan, Electrical Engineering, advised by Susan Fullerton. Stephen Michael Cabasco, Melbourne, Florida, Chemical Engineering, advised by Prashant Kamat. Kevin Patrick Lydon, El Cajon, California, Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering, advised by Bill Goodwin. Lei Li, Chenzhou, Hunan, People's Republic of China, Civil and Environmental Engineering and Earth Sciences, advised by Dr. Kapil Khandelwal. Chao Luo, Chongqing, People's Republic of China, Electrical Engineering, advised by Yifeng Wang. Ming Ma, Xinjiang, People's Republic of China, Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering, advised by Greta Tryggvason. Stephen Paul Marzak, Muskegon, Michigan, Chemical Engineering, advised by Chia Chang. Ryan Christopher McGowan, Harrison City, Pennsylvania, Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering, advised by Tom Cork. Mariam Musai, Iraq, Iran, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Pat Flynn. Xinmu Fen Cheng, Liaoning, People's Republic of China, Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering, advised by David Go. Nur Mustafaulu, Bursa, Turkey, Bioengineering, advised by Bashar Bilgisur. Niraja Nagarajan, Mishawaka, Indiana, Bioengineering, advised by Glenn Niebuhr. Saurabh Hiten Nagrecha Thakar, Mumbai, India, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Nitesh Chawla. Corey Brent Pennycuff, Graham, Texas, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Tim Weniger. Robert Salvador Periconi, Harahan, Louisiana, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Sharon Hu and Mike Niemeyer. Siyi Ku, Dalian, People's Republic of China, Chemical Engineering, advised by Bill Phillip. Mona Rahimi Shuman, Tehran, Iran, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Jane Clellan Wong. Syed M. Mahmudur Rahman, Dhaka, Bangladesh, Electrical Engineering, advised by Lei Lu. Arash Ranami Mogadam, Lubbock, Texas, Electrical Engineering, advised by Panos Ansaklis. Paige Ann Rodiguero, Plymouth, India, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Colin McMillan. Malika Sharifarnizi, Tehran, Iran, Civil and Environmental Engineering and Earth Sciences, advised by Amy Hickson. Pao Su Shi, Tianjin, People's Republic of China, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Tim Weniger. Christopher Eugene Shuck, Glassport, Pennsylvania, Chemical Engineering, advised by Alex Mukasian. Hytham Sidki, Baltimore, Maryland, Chemical Engineering, advised by John Whitmer. Catherine Ann Sontag, Clinton, Washington, Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering, advised by Eric Jumper. Tyler Louise Spano, Middlesex, New Jersey, Civil Engineering and Geological Sciences, advised by Tony Simonetti. James Christopher Sweet, Hinckley, Leicestershire, England, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Doug Thane. Lee Tong, Bloomington, Indiana, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Sharon Hu. Anne Legault Tufts, San Gabriel, California, Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering, advised by Meng Wang. Junya Wang, Shijiashuang Hebe, People's Republic of China, Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering, advised by Meng Wang. Shi Jia Huang, Dalian, People's Republic of China, Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering, advised by Panos Ansaklis. Jennifer Rose Weidman, Rockville, Maryland, Chemical Engineering, advised by Rulang Guo. Jian Xu, Wuhan, People's Republic of China, Computer Science and Engineering, advised by Nitesh Chawla. Hongfei Zhu, Wuxi, Jiangsu, People's Republic of China, Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering, advised by Fabio Semperlati. Mingming Tsai, Shushao, People's Republic of China, Electrical Engineering, advised by Nick Lanneman. Reverend Father President, I am pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for a doctoral degree from the College of Engineering.
I now call on Professor Scott Appleby, the Dean of the Keough School of Global Affairs, to present his candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Keough School of Global Affairs and their directors please come forward at the direction of the marshals? Carrie Elizabeth Cross, South Bend, Indiana, Peace Studies and Political Science, advised by Eileen Hunt Botting. Leonel Guardado, Los Angeles, California, Peace Studies and Theology, advised by Catherine Hilkert, OP, and Timothy Matavina. Ji-Un Kim, Chang-won, Republic of Korea, Peace Studies and Political Science, advised by Daniel Philpott. Catherine Marie Lance, Wales, Wisconsin, Peace Studies and Psychology, advised by Don Gondoli. Shen-Kun Lee, Watertown, Massachusetts, Peace Studies and Political Science, advised by Dana Villa. Reverend Father President, I am pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for a doctoral degree program, a doctoral degree from the Keough School of Global Affairs.
I now call on Professor Mary Galvin, the Dean of the College of Science, to present her candidates for the degree of philosophy degree.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the College of Science and their directors please come forward at the direction of the marshals? Garima Agrahari, Notre Dame, Indiana, Biochemistry, directed by Victoria Palopoulos. Carlos Adan Alvarado, Oakland, Mexico, Physics, directed by Antonio Delgado. Jennifer Arcio, Los Angeles, California, Chemistry, directed by Matthew Champion. Julia Eve Beck, Crawfordsville, Indiana, Biochemistry, directed by Victoria Palopoulos. Claire McKay Bowen, Salmon, Idaho, Applied and Computational Math and Statistics, directed by Fang Liu. Michaela Ann Bowman, Skykesville, Maryland, Biochemistry, directed by Patricia Clark. Victoria Lane Bridewell, Camden, Tennessee, Chemistry, directed by Prashant Kamat. Katrina Alina Button Simons, Burnt Hills, New York, Biological Sciences, directed by Michael Ferdig. Laura Christine Collins, Arlington Heights, Illinois, Physics, directed by Kinjira Gomez. Dominic Leon Culver, Lebec, California, Mathematics, directed by Mark Behrens. Clyde A. Daly, Jr., Randolph, Massachusetts, Chemistry, directed by Stephen Corselli. Catherine Ann Delvecchio, Bismarck, North Dakota, Biochemistry, directed by Robert Stalen. Eric Richard DeLeon, South Bend, Indiana, Biological Sciences, directed by Zachary Schaefer. Jeremy Allen Eberly, New Albany, Indiana, Chemistry, directed by Brandon Ashfield. Ashley Gans Forrest, Park Forest, Illinois, Chemistry, directed by Alex Kendall. Brandon Scott Garrick, Mishawaka, Indiana, Biological Sciences, directed by Gary Lamberti. Eve Adriana Granatoski, Groton, Connecticut, Biochemistry, directed by Rich Taylor. Sarah Ann Griffin, Lebanon, Tennessee, chemistry, directed by John Camden. Xingu, Guiana, People's Republic of China, chemistry, John Camden. Shuhan Capaldo, Chichiha, China, physics, directed by Sylvia Padashinska. Brittany Rose Hanrahan, Frankfurt, Illinois, biological sciences, directed by Jennifer Tank. Jacob Barchi Hoffman, Shelby, Ohio, chemistry, directed by Prashant Kamat. Bonnie Jaskowski Hughes, Royal Oak, Michigan, chemistry, directed by Matthew Champion. Giselle Nicole Jacobson, Traverse City, Michigan, biochemistry, directed by Patricia Clark. Christine Anna Johnson, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, biochemistry, directed by Robert Stalin. James Capaldo, Springfield, Virginia, physics, directed by Sylvia Pasanska. Diana Lily Latour, Warwick, Rhode Island, biological sciences, directed by David Boone. Gabrielle Joseph Labonia, Memphis, Tennessee, chemistry, directed by John Camden. Edward Lemaire, Bolton, Massachusetts, physics, directed by Manuel Couder. Li Li, Beijing, People's Republic of China, biological sciences, directed by Jeffrey Shorey. Liu Wenxi, Shandong, People's Republic of China, chemistry, directed by Bradley Smith. Patrick Benjamin Loudon, St. Clair Shores, Michigan, chemistry, directed by Daniel Gazelter. Okay. Brendan Joseph Mahoney, Charleston, Pennsylvania, biochemistry, directed by Jeffrey Pang. Leandro Lichtenfeld, Santa Catarina, Brazil, mathematics, directed by Gerard Mishawek. Joshua Allen Mason, Carthage, Missouri, biological sciences, directed by Zachary Schaefer. Benjamin Kishosha Mayala, Manville, Texas, biological sciences, directed by Marianne McDowell. Anna Elizabeth McCoy, Ankeny, Iowa, physics, directed by Mark Caprio. Jennifer Lynn Miosh, Muskegon, Michigan, chemistry, directed by Brandon Ashfeld. Charles Nicholas Mueller, South Bend, Indiana, physics, directed by Kevin Lannon. Michelle Nagai, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, biological sciences, directed by Marianne McDowell. Treat Si Than Newbeck, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, chemistry, directed by John Parkhill. Elizabeth Hannah Pushen, Asaria, Kansas, chemistry, directed by Matthew Champion. Richard Solomon Pinapatu, Secunderabad, India, biological sciences, directed by Michael Ferdig. Catherine Elizabeth Richards, Bridgman, Michigan, biological sciences, directed by Reginald Hill. Timothy Patrick Riley, South Bend, Indiana, Biochemistry, directed by Brian Baker. Felicia Rowland, Mentino, Illinois, Biochemistry, directed by Bradley Smith. Patrick Rothstein, Shorewood, Minnesota, Chemistry, directed by Vlad Illick. Luis Ernesto Salmel, Mathematics, directed by Samuel Evans. Nicole H. Scheidler, Springfield, Illinois, Biological Sciences, directed by Michael Fender. Patricia Maria Schnepp, Cedar Springs, Michigan, Biological Sciences, directed by Shiwan Zhang. Scott Kenneth Shaw, Milton, Florida, Chemistry, directed by Bradley Smith. Carolyn Mullane Shirey, Downington, Pennsylvania, Biochemistry, directed by Robert Stalin. Michael James Trujillo, Tooele, Utah, Chemistry, directed by John Camden. Brandon Matthew Tukowski, Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Chemistry, directed by Paul Hellquist and Olaf Weiss. Carmela Vitza, San Antonio, Texas, Biological Sciences, directed by Stuart Jones and Gary Lamberti. Henry M. Vu, Staten Island, New York, Biological Sciences, directed by John Duman. Yuan Wang, Tianjin, People's Republic of China, Biochemistry, directed by Brian Baker. William Raymond Anthony Wickert, Flint, Michigan, Chemistry, directed by Nicholas Manicki and Brian Baker. Keisha Jayani Vijayasinghe, Biochemistry, directed by Robert Stalin. Christopher Brian Wata, St. Clair Shores, Michigan, Physics, directed by Peter Ganovich. Anne Elizabeth Zeleniak, Taylor, Pennsylvania, Integrated Biological Sciences, directed by Reginald Hill. Jennifer Ann Zupkowski, Westport, Massachusetts, Biological Sciences, directed by Jeffrey Shaw. Reverend Father President, I am pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for a doctoral degree in the College of Science.
Well, will all doctoral degree recipients please rise now? By the authority vested in me as president of the University of Notre Dame du Lac and in the name of the trustees of the university and its faculty, I solemnly and publicly confer on you the degree recommended by your dean. We admit you to all its rights and privileges and remind you of the responsibilities you are about to assume. May God bless you and keep you all. Congratulations and very best wishes.
Well done. Last night at the Graduate School Awards dinner, we honored the recipients of our annual awards, bestowed on 4 of our most distinguished graduate students, on an alumnus who serves as a role model for an exemplary life of service, and on faculty and staff who are devoted to graduate training. To learn more about their remarkable accomplishments, I direct you to the Blue Awards booklet that you should have received that provides full citations that you will find both extraordinary and inspiring. We are privileged to have these honorees as part of our platform party, so I'll ask that each stand as I announce the award. We'll start with our student awards. The Eli J. and Helen Shaheen Award recognizes the superior academic achievement of a graduating doctoral student in each of the 4 divisions of the graduate school. From the Division of Engineering, our award winner is Paige Rodagero from the Department of Computer Science, honored for her approach to advancing programmer efficiency in software development protocols. From the Division of the Humanities, our Shaheen winner is Joshua Noble from the Department of Theology, honored for his interpretation of the Acts of the Apostles, which draws from deep contextualization of the early Christian world. From the Division of Social Sciences, our Shaheen winner is Samantha Anderson from the Department of Psychology, honored for her research on ensuring replicability in psychological studies. And from the Division of Science, our Shaheen winner is Leandro Lichtenfeld from the Department of Mathematics, honored for his research in fluid dynamics, which advances understanding of the Euler and Navier-Stokes equations. Please join me in congratulating them. We now turn to our alumnus and faculty and staff awards. I'll ask the honoree to please rise, and we can hold applause until the end. The Distinguished Alumnus Award is given to an individual who has received a graduate degree from the university and who has made significant and distinctive contributions to his or her field, community, or society at large. The winner is Dr. Stephen Walker, a graduate of the Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering program and current director of the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA. Dr. Walker is honored for his 30-plus years of civil service and leadership. The James A. Burns CSC Award is named for the first Notre Dame president with an advanced degree and is given to a faculty member for distinction in graduate teaching or other exemplary contributions to graduate education. The winner is Ed McGinn, the Dorini Family Professor of Energy Studies and Chair of the Department of Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering, honored as a formidable scholar who is devoted to the mentorship and development of his 24 former and 6 current graduate students. The Director of Graduate Studies Award is given to a director of one of our graduate programs who has had a significant impact on the program he or she directs. The winner is Professor Curtis Franks of the Department of Philosophy. Professor Franks cannot be with us today due to his observance of the Sabbath, but he is honored for his unwavering dedication to empowering philosophy graduate students to advance research findings and cultivate scholarly success within an enriching department environment. The Dick and Peggy Notebart Award is given to a faculty member or administrator who has had significant positive effect on our graduate student development. The winner is Mimi Beck, Program Director of Graduate Student Life, honored for her unwavering focus on graduate student well-being. Please join me in acknowledging these honorees. We now recognize those students who have earned a master's degree. A master's degree is an important accomplishment achieved by less than 8% of the population of the United States. The students to whom we award degrees today have achieved a level of expertise that sets them apart personally and professionally. I now call on Professor John McGreevy, the Dean of the College of Arts and Letters, to present his candidates for master's degrees.
Will the candidates for the following master's degree in the College of Arts and Letters please come forward at the direction of the marshals? Master of Arts, Master of Divinity, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Medieval Studies, Master of Sacred Music, and Master of Theological Studies. Christine Therese Asek, Asheville, North Carolina, Early Christian Studies. Devin J. Atlin, Tomah, Wisconsin, Sacred Music. Sydney Ann Beckman, Nashville, Georgia, Theological Studies. Alma Benitez, Yakima, Washington, Theology. Joshua Christopher Benjamins, Brantford, Ontario, Canada, Early Christian Studies. Vienna Marie Bottomley, Carmel, Indiana, English. Austin James Brady, Detroit, Michigan, Art Studio. Anna Elizabeth Brown, St. Joseph, Michigan, English. Alicia Marie Bruce, Mishawaka, Indiana, Theology. Colleen Mary Campbell, Grenville, South Carolina, Theology. Nicholas Charles Churich, Hempstead, New York, Early Christian Studies. Thomas Alexander Duncan Cornell, Charlotte, North Carolina, Art Studio. Anthony J. Crescio, Randolph, Wisconsin, Theological Studies. Barbara Bell Escobar, Los Angeles, California, Theological Studies. Rebecca Paula Garza, Grandview, Washington, Theology. Grant Washburn Gaz, Danbury, Connecticut, Theology. Christopher Gaddis, Ratcliffe, Arkansas, Theology. Colette Ann Geary, Duluth, Minnesota, Theology. Michelle Ellen Galoud, Bettendorf, Iowa, Theology. Megan Elizabeth Gooley, Forest Lake, Minnesota, Theology. Jasmine Graff, Suffern, New York, Art Studio. Catherine Grine, Hanover, Maryland, Psychology. Matthew J. Grumbine, Canyon Lake, Texas, Theology. Gentry Todd Heimerman, Dodge City, Kansas, Theology. Abigail Lee Helbing, Dover, Ohio, Sacred Music. Abigail Grace Jorgensen, South Bend, Indiana, Sociology. Sarah Marie Karchunas, Chesterfield, Missouri, Theology. Brian David Kennedy, CSC, Pequot Lakes, Minnesota, Theology. Honora C. Kenny, Dublin, Ohio, English. Nathan James Kistler, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Sacred Music. Angela Marie Kurth, Lamars, Iowa, Psychology. Tedra Sue Lapp, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Theology. Lauren Elizabeth Lee, Olathe, Kansas, Theology. Genevieve Claire Lyons, Westlake, Ohio, Italian. John Manfredi, Novato, California, Theology. Nelia Martsinkov, Ternopil, Ukraine, History. Kathleen Diane McDonald, Edina, Minnesota, Romance, Languages, and Literature. Patrick Cole McDowell, Bardstown, Kentucky, Early Christian Studies. Miriam Susan Moore, Oak Park, Illinois, Design. Sally Ann Moriarty Flask, Granger, Indiana, Theology. Samuel A. Mullins, Dayton, Ohio, Theology. Robert Andrew Mayak, Perrysburg, Ohio, Romance, Languages, and Literature. Juliet N. Namiro, Nokonjero, Uganda, Theological Studies. Nicole Adele Nelson, Tinley Park, Illinois, Psychology. Ingeborano Grace Ingobgira Ntunze, Portland, Oregon, English. Andrea Marie Odegaard, Long Grove, Illinois, Theology. Renee Darlene Roden, Minneapolis, Minnesota, theology. Anne Roger, Rennes, France, Romance, Languages, and Literature. Jillian M. Rogers, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Political Science. Carl Ronkema, CSC, Clarkston, Michigan, Theology. Mark Rose, Madison, Wisconsin, Theology. Eugene Rossi, Akron, Ohio, Theology. Alexander Michael Roth, Elmhurst, Illinois, Theology. Michael Scott Rotolo, South Bend, Indiana, Sociology. Brogan Christopher Ryan, CSC, Columbus, Ohio, Theology. Amir Maziar Sadeh, Oviedo, Florida, Political Science. Daniel Edward Schwant, South Bend, Indiana, Sacred Music. Gabriel Selassie, Los Angeles, California, Theology. Elda Quine A. Shivachi, Kakamega, Kenya, Theology. Jenny Claire Smith, Valdosta, Georgia, History. Veronica Margarita Solis, Centennial, Colorado, Theology. Madison MacArthur, San Diego, California, English. Christina Helene Solito, Saddle River, New Jersey, Romance, Languages, and Literature. Stephanie Lee Metz-Sonic, Ridgewood, New Jersey, Theology. Katie Nicole Sparrow, London, United Kingdom, Romance, Languages, and Literature. Sarah Ann Spittler, Wheaton, Illinois, Theology. William John Stover, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, Classics. Michael Zachary Sosbiak, Danville, California, Theology. Michael Thomas, CSC, South Bend, Indiana, Theology. Sarah Grace Tomes, Rochester, Michigan, Theology. Timothy D. Troutner, Columbus, Ohio, Theology. Justin Keith Trupiano, Wyandotte, Michigan, Art Studio. Michael J. Vaclav II, Ames, Iowa, English. Ryan Scott Walker, Longview, Washington, Classics. Brian Allen Williams, CSC, Houston, Texas, Theology. Angela Elsa Zautka, Escondido, California, Theology. Mary Elizabeth Zielinski, Garden City, Michigan, Sacred Music. Megan Heder, East Lansing, Michigan, Theology. Reverend Father President, I am pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for a master's degree from the College of Arts and Letters.
I now call on Professor Peter Kilpatrick, the Dean of the College of Engineering, to present his candidates for master's degrees.
Will the candidates for the following master's degrees in the College of Engineering please come forward at the direction of the marshals? Master of Science in Aerospace Engineering, Chemical Engineering, Civil Engineering, Computer Science and Engineering, Electrical Engineering, Environmental Engineering, and Mechanical Engineering. Arturo Argueta, South Bend, Indiana, Computer Science and Engineering. Grigory Dubrovsky, Rudny, Kazakhstan, Electrical Engineering. Sumadeep Ghosh, Kolkata, India, Electrical Engineering. Nayara Gomez de Aguiar, João Pessoa, Brazil, Electrical Engineering. Lara Sisman Groats, Charlottesville, Virginia, Environmental Engineering. Galen Henry Harden, San Diego, California, Electrical Engineering. Brock Edwin Hedlund, Medford, Wisconsin, Aerospace Engineering. Lisa Ari Iramata, Peoria, Arizona, Mechanical Engineering. Tyler Ray Hadameo, West Jordan, Utah, Mechanical Engineering. David Yoonghon Ju, South Bend, Indiana, Mechanical Engineering. Maria Anita Krug, South Bend, Indiana, Environmental Engineering. Junqi Liu, Liaoning, People's Republic of China, Electrical Engineering. Yan Yuan Liu, Urumqi, China, Chemical Engineering. Christopher Maurice, Headland, Alabama, Mechanical Engineering. Moeen Mustafaba, Shiraz, Iran, Electrical Engineering. Obadullah Rahman, Samastapur, India, Electrical Engineering. Andika Yudhasatriya Suharjo, South Bend, Indiana, Civil Engineering. Wu Kun, Huangmei, China, Computer Science and Engineering. Haohui Zhang, Deyang, People's Republic of China, Computer Science and Engineering. And Guangyu Wu, Shanghai, People's Republic of China, Electrical Engineering. Reverend Father President, I'm very pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for a master's degree from the College of Engineering.
I now call on Professor Mary Galvin, the Dean of the College of Science, to present her candidates for master's degrees.
Will the candidates for the following Master of Science degrees in the College of Science please come forward at the direction of the marshals? Master of Science in Interdisciplinary Mathematics, Master of Science in the ESTEAM program. Ethan Lane Addison, Johnson City, Tennessee, Master of Science Mathematics. Sean Bolton, Kilrush, Ireland, ESTEAM. Daniel Patrick Burdett, Penn New York, Physics. Juan Cisneros, Coconut Creek, Florida, ESTEAM. Owen Clancy, Galway, Ireland, ESTEAM. Garrett Robert Clark, Liverpool, New York, Applied in Computational Math and Statistics. Elizabeth B. Conklin, Austin, Texas, ESTEAM. Melissa Marie Connolly, Plymouth, Massachusetts, ESTEAM. Thomas M. Cutter, Acton, Massachusetts, ESTEAM. Andrew Joseph DeSantis, Hudson, Ohio, ESTEAM. Matthew Joseph DiDonato, Malvern, Pennsylvania, ESTEAM. Yifang Din, Chongqing, China, Chemistry. Carrie Rose Egan, Durham, Connecticut, ESTEAM. Allison Monique Emiott, Lacey Washington, Applied Computational Math and Statistics. Heather Forrest, Spokane, Washington, Biological Sciences. Austin Thomas Fry, Cincinnati, Ohio, Esteem. Arielle Bernadette Gannon, Dublin, Ireland, Esteem. Gina Glenn, Woodinville, Washington, Applied Computational Math and Statistics. Valeria Gonzalez, Laredo, Texas, Esteem. Ryan Neal Gross, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Esteem. Matthew Edward Habrowski, Berkeley, Michigan, Applied Computational Math and Statistics. Allison Margaret Hennessy, Cork Island, Esteem. Daniel William Hogan, St. Louis, Missouri, Esteem. Shenfei Ho, Jingzhou, Henan, People's Republic of China, Applied and Computational Math and Statistics. Claire Elizabeth Kleinschmidt, Duluth, Minnesota, Esteem. Marissa Catherine Koszelski, Granger, Indiana, Esteem. Samuel Nathan Kraus, Lincoln, Nebraska, Esteem. Zhoubei Li, Beijing, People's Republic of China, Applied and Computational Math and Statistics. Shuyang Li, Shanghai, People's Republic of China, Physics. Adis Lima, Bedminster, New Jersey, Esteem. Victoria Makaru, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, Biological Sciences. Isabella Bayu Martinez, El Dorado Hills, California. And I don't know. Natalie Karina May, Brecksville, Ohio, Esteem. Kevin Jr. Mikolo, Yaoundé, Cameroon, Applied and Computational Math and Statistics. Thomas Wingho Mitchell, Merrimack, Massachusetts, Esteem. Rania Ibrahim Mohammed, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Esteem. Margaret Elizabeth Miraz, Woodstock, Georgia, Esteem. Xinmu, Dangdong, China, Applied and Computational Math and Statistics. Ansalam Mushangs, Kigali, Rwanda, Esteem. Om Prakash Nile, Broomfield, Colorado, Esteem. Barrett Nelson McElroy, Everett, Washington, Esteem. Kian O'Donnell, Cork Island, Esteem. Emily Ann Peters, Marshall, Michigan, Chemistry. Tyron Pretorius, County Meath, Ireland, Esteem. Brady Allen Reescraft, Chaska, Minnesota, Esteem. Adrian Elias Rodriguez, Temple City, California, Esteem. Emily Elizabeth Russo, Woodbine, Maryland, Esteem. Michaela M. Sogstad, South Bend, Indiana, Esteem. Patrick Gordon Tinsley, Menlo Park, California, Applied and Computational Math and Statistics. Brian Joseph Tunnell, San Diego, California, Applied and Computational Math and Statistics. Shifei Wang, Shanghai, People's Republic of China, Esteem. Bradley Sean Waddleworth, Woodbridge, United Kingdom, Esteem. Alexander T. Wimber, Henderson, Kentucky, Esteem. John Paul Robert Zabrowski, Brighton, Michigan, Applied in Computational Math and Statistics. Nicholas Paul Zenker, Burnsville, Minnesota, Esteem. Xuzhang Tianjin, People's Republic of China, Applied in Computational Math and Statistics. Ornella Umutoni Gashumba, Kigali, Rwanda, Esteem. Kinigunda Satash, Odoheyu Sekues, Romania, Esteem. Reverend Father President, I am pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for a master's degree in the College of Science.
Well, thank you very much, Dean McGreevy, Dean Kilpatrick, Dean Appleby, Dean Galvin, and Dean Carlson. Now I would ask the candidates for the master's degree all to rise. By the authority vested in me as president of the University of Notre Dame du Lac, and in the name of the trustees of the university and its faculty, I solemnly and publicly confer on you the degree recommended by your dean. We admit you to all its rights and privileges and remind you of the responsibilities you are about to assume. May God bless and keep you all. Congratulations and God bless. Well, graduates, you did it. It's your day. But while the accomplishments are truly your own, you did not do it all on your own. You have been studying, but your families and loved ones and friends did some sweating and stressing with you. They cheered you on for your successes and cheered you up in your setbacks. They are sitting behind you today, and they've been behind you every step of the way. So, mothers and fathers, siblings and spouses, friends and relatives, thank you and congratulations. This day belongs to you too. So graduates, I'm going to ask you to stand up, turn around, and applaud these people who supported you. You are a distinguished class, boasting accolades and accomplishment in many fields and disciplines. Your degrees represent a major step, of course, in your own lives, but also in the life of Notre Dame. We're a university traditionally known for its undergraduate education, but we've taken steps to try to be among the most distinguished graduate programs in the world. This growth is not only due to our distinguished faculty and academic leaders, but also to the scholarly contribution that you, our graduates, have made and will make in your lives. We're proud to call you our graduates. Your degrees represent what you, through your talent and hard work, have accomplished and your promise for the future. They give you the right to expect much of the world, and they also indicate what the world can expect of you. What can the world expect? Certainly the highest level of learning and skill in your chosen fields, but at Notre Dame we do hope for something more. We hope you will take the advantages you receive from your education and serve the common good. We hope that you will use your talents and skills not simply to serve your own interest, but to care for the neediest and create a more just society. We hope that you acquired here not only the knowledge to make a good living, but the wisdom to live a good life. And a critical part of living a good life is finding a way in which you are called to use your learning for a purpose beyond yourself. As Pope Francis has said, we must not forget the true power at whatever level is service. My hope is that each of you will find and direct your learning to efforts in service. Our speaker today, Professor Richardson, is an excellent example. As was said, she was born in a small seaside town in southeastern Ireland. She was imbued with stories of Irish nationalism during a time of the Troubles in Northern Ireland, when the violent conflict between IRA Republicans and Unionists flared. Attending Trinity College in Dublin, one of only 3 Catholics in her class, she encountered a very different perspective on the history of her land. Her important scholarly contributions, such as What Terrorists Want, Understanding the Enemy, Containing the Threat, no doubt drew upon those experiences to help us understand and contain lethal actors who are often motivated by what they see as noble ideals. She now uses her formidable skills as the first woman to lead Oxford University in tackling the challenging issues facing her institution, higher education in the UK generally. The world needs leaders of intelligence and determinations who are willing to take on the most difficult challenges while reminding us to seek to understand the motives and objectives of contending parties, to have true empathy, even when we're engaged in violent conflict. I'd like to thank Dr. Richardson for inspiring remarks, and most of all, for example. On a personal note, I'm tremendously proud to be an alumnus of Oxford University, the great institution she leads, and exceptionally proud this weekend to make you, Dr. Richardson, an honorary alum of the University of Notre Dame. Graduates, we congratulate you, we celebrate you, we wish you every success. Thank you for your presence with us. We look forward to learning more of the great things you will do and what you have learned here at Notre Dame. And let us bring this ceremony to a conclusion with a brief prayer. Let us pray. Of all the gifts you have bestowed on us, Lord, none is greater than giving us intellects to seek truth, to learn, and to understand your creation. We thank you for these graduates who have labored so hard to learn and to understand. We ask that you guide them to use what they have learned to go forth from here, to heal, enlighten, and unify a world deeply in need. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Our commencement ceremony will now close with the singing of Notre Dame, Our Mother, led by Nathan Kistler, who received his master's degree today. Upon conclusion of the alma mater, I ask that all guests and graduates remain at their seats until the platform party has left the hall. We invite families, friends, and advisors to join our graduates for refreshments at the reception on the second level. Now please stand and join us in singing Notre Dame, Our Mother.
Glory's